love this night. You can feel the energy in the room. Look around you. Check out the excited faces. I'm serious. Look around you. Do you know the person sitting next to you? These are your neighbors. This is Lancaster. This is our city. With all of our rich diversity, with our entrepreneurial spirit, and with the passion that we all have to transform our community. This is what Lancaster should be known for. The ideas that you'll hear tonight, the entrepreneurs that you'll see on this stage, and the transformation that can happen when we all support them.
Welcome to the 6th Annual Great Social Enterprise Pitch. This is Tina and I'm Jonathan, and we're the co-CEOs of Assets. And we're super excited to have another sold-out crowd here tonight. There's still a few people coming in to fill in the back rows, but we're sold out. So you're all lucky that you actually made it in. Before we go any further, I want to give a quick shout out to our Spanish-speaking friends in the audience. So for those of you who don't understand Spanish, just bear with me for 1 second. Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos. Estamos... aunque este evento va a ser más o menos en inglés, estamos muy contentos que ustedes están aquí con nosotros. Esperamos que disfruten mucho la noche y esperamos que se inspiren mucho. Okay, back to English. So, this event focuses on social enterprises that are specifically created to solve community problems. These are the cream of the crop, the types of businesses that we all want to see succeed, because they're not only providing income for local owners and local employees, but because they're also providing solutions to long-standing community problems. But these solutions and this concept doesn't have to live only within a startup social enterprise. Here at Assets, we believe that all businesses should operate with a triple bottom line mentality. Now, classical economists would say, no, business should only focus on one bottom line, maximizing profits. We disagree. We operate under the fundamental belief that business can and should consider the triple bottom line when making decisions. Profit, of course, they're a business, they need to be sustainable, but also people and the planet.
So why do we think this is so important? Well, think about this. Lancaster County has an unemployment rate of 2.5%, which is pretty good, right? But in our city, the poverty rate is around 26%. That's actually better than it's been in a number of years. But that says to us that there's still more work to be done to create good, stable jobs. Also, Lancaster County has some of the richest farmland in the nation, and yet about 50% of our days each year don't have that great of air quality. So what's the solution to this? We believe that we need to harness the power of business to alleviate poverty and build vibrant and sustainable communities.
So to highlight this, we recently created the Assets Manifesto. So I don't know about you, but we didn't feel like we really arrived in life until we've written a manifesto. So we did it. We can see the full version if you grab our brochures out in the lobby, but we wanted to give you just the quick Cliff Notes version here now. So here we go. The economy thrives when everyone thrives. But as Tina just mentioned, that's not the case. Everyone isn't thriving, and for us, that's unacceptable. So business as usual has to change. The way things have been done has simply not been good enough. We as a society and as a community here, we can do better. Companies have an essential role to play in this. The private sector is the largest segment of the economy by far. Nonprofits and government intervention, they're important, they're vital, but they're just insufficient, they're not enough. Businesses have to play a bigger role. Lancaster is leading the way for business in the entire country. And I'll give a little bit more on this in a second. And finally, Assets is uniquely positioned to be the driving force behind the Business for Good movement here and further abroad. So one example of this is a burgeoning relationship with Assets, the Community Foundation, and the Lancaster Chamber to more formalize this movement. So as we move into the fall, be on the lookout. You're going to see some more information about opportunities for business leaders like yourselves to be inspired and to learn more about how you can use your business as a force for good. With such powerful partners coming together in this, we're really going to put Lancaster on the map. Our goal is that Lancaster would have the most ethical business community in the entire country. We want to be the Silicon Valley for social enterprises, certified B Corps, and impact-focused businesses. Yeah. So the even better thing is we're getting there. We're like well on our way. We already have a wide array of social enterprises that are here in town, many of which have actually come through this program in previous years. And we have 20 certified B corporations in town. Yeah. Which actually puts us in the top 5 per capita in the nation, top 5 cities in the nation of B Corps per capita. So that's something we can really be proud of as a community.
So you all obviously know what the Great Social Enterprise Pitch is. And you just heard about the 20 B Corps that we have in this county. But this is just a part of what Assets does. So Assets is a nonprofit, but we work with startup and existing businesses to form a more ethical economy. We do this through 3 different areas of programming. Our entrepreneurial training, they focus on underserved and underrepresented entrepreneurs. Our community lending focuses on business financing and financial counseling for businesses. And our impact consulting, which works with established businesses to both measure and improve social and environmental performance. All of our work at Assets centers around one equation. Inclusive entrepreneurship and ethical business will lead to a transformed community. In addition to this work, about 2 years ago, we actually decided to start practicing what we preach. So we started our own social enterprise. Lancaster Works at Assets is a social enterprise employment agency and a certified B Corp. They work with people who have issues or barriers to overcome for employment, and they work to find them steady and stable jobs. They work really hard with the individuals to help them overcome the barriers to be more successful in the job.
All of this work is done by the amazing Assets team. We have a 14-member board and a 16-member staff who are all committed to doing business in a different way, to building an economy where everyone can truly prosper.
So what are the results of all this work? Well, here's a few of them for you. In the last 5 years, we have helped to start over 200 small businesses. Those businesses have created over 430 jobs. We've served over 1,000 entrepreneurs and financed 90 small businesses. In addition, we've helped 225 established businesses measure and improve social and environmental performance.
And specifically in the social enterprise pitch, we've seen an 82% launch rate of the businesses that have been involved. Those businesses have gone on to create over 190 jobs and receive over $1.2 million in additional investment. All of these results are having a direct impact on our community here. They're providing economic opportunity for those who need it, providing goods and services for all of us, and building a vibrant, sustainable, and inclusive economy.
Okay, so before we get too much further into our evening, we have a few people to thank. So first, I want to thank Rogers & Associates, Rick and Jesse Rogers. They are our premier partners for this work, and we couldn't do it without them. And in addition to the financial support that they provide for Assets, they also walk with many of our entrepreneurs along their paths as well. So I think many of the past pitch participants would express their gratitude to you about the work, the experience and advice that Rick and Jesse have given them. So thank you to Rick and Jesse. And as an added bonus, you get to see Jesse on stage tonight because she's going to be one of our judges. So the Lancaster County Community Foundation actually started the Great Social Enterprise Pitch with us. They helped us to create the curriculum. They have worked many hours with our entrepreneurs. They did the logistics for the final events like this. And it's been a couple of years since they've been that hands-on because Assets has grown, but they continue to be supporting partners in this work as they also work to amplify business for good in our community. So thank you. I think many people don't realize the amazing contribution of Shoemaker until it actually isn't here. So without their generous support tonight, this stage would be dark, our mics would be off, there wouldn't be a screen behind us. It would be a very different and very sad experience. So thank you to Shoemaker for your many years of behind-the-scenes support for this work. And we have a new dessert sponsor tonight. So thank you to M&T Bank for joining us on the journey this year. You can see more about them at the table in the back when the event is over. So in addition to those 4 sponsors, we have over 30 other financial supporters this evening. They have supported the training for the pitch participants, and we are so grateful for this support. Again, you can see them on the screen behind me and also in your program. So thank you to all of you. But wait, there's still more. So in addition to all of the financial support that we receive to highly subsidize the training for the pitch participants so that everybody can join in the training, we also have tonight over $60,000 in cash and pro bono sponsorships for the finalists themselves. So this is support that goes directly to the finalists this evening to help them start and grow their businesses. So thank you to the sponsors on this screen, and they are also in your program. Isn't this an amazing group of contributors? We're so honored and humbled, and also this shows us that it takes the entire community to do this work. We're so grateful for that. And we want to continue to provide innovative resources from assets to future entrepreneurs. Maybe some of you in this room who are inspired by tonight. So tonight we're going to do something a little bit different, something we haven't done before at the pitch. We're going to hold a little fundraiser. When I say little, I mean 3 minutes, really 3 minutes. So this isn't a gala, it's not a golf outing. We're not going to have any random silent auction items that you don't really want anyways. No awkward table conversations with strangers. This is just 3 minutes where we're going to ask you to pull out your phones and support the creation of an equitable economy that works for everyone. So after the pitches tonight, be prepared to pull out your phones and your credit cards and consider a gift.
All right, so I know you're all ready for us to get off the stage, and we're leaving soon, I promise. I just want to walk you through how the night is going to go. In just a minute, we'll introduce the judges for the evening. And then we have the pitches. 5 pitches, 5 minutes each to those 5 judges. After that, it's your chance to vote. So we'll have an audience vote. The winner of the audience vote receives $500 cash. So it's an important role that you play. After that, a really unique opportunity to see a little bit and hear a little bit from our previous winners of this competition to see where they are now. And then, after we do that, what comes after the where are they now? Ryan's going to tell me. Then it's a text to give fundraiser. So this is the opportunity, as Tina mentioned, where you are going to have a chance to continue to support the work of assets. After that, we announce the winners. That's what we're all waiting for. And then we celebrate. We'll have a celebration out here in the lobby, and then an after party at TELUS 360. After that, we'll tell you more about that later. So now, before we go any further, we just need to have a really important conversation. Thanks.
Not for us.
An important conversation for you as an audience. We're about to hear from these 5 entrepreneurs who are going to do something that's really hard. They're going to come out onto this stage, under these bright lights, and pitch their life's dream to a room full of strangers. They're nervous back there. They're all like sweating and stressing and praying. And they should be. It's understandable. We would all be in that place. So your role as an audience is really important to help alleviate some of that stress. So what we're going to do, and if you came last year, you saw that we did this then as well. We're going to do a standing applause, not after they finish their pitch, but as they're walking out on stage for the first time. So when they walk out on stage, you're all going to stand up and give a rousing, raucous standing ovation. And that's going to give them the energy and the confidence they need to perform their best. Can we handle that? Yeah. Okay. There is some good news. I have a little tool here to help. So I'm the designated cheerleader for the evening. So this horn is going to be your cue to applaud. So as soon as you hear this horn, you all stand up and you give that raucous ovation, okay? All right, so we have an opportunity to practice, actually. In just a minute, I'm going to call out a few members of the Social Enterprise Pitch team. So when I do, let's practice our standing ovation with them. So Jamie Arroyo and Melissa Baez-Snyder were really vital, had vital roles for this whole Social Enterprise Pitch process. They walked in the journey with these entrepreneurs for a lot of months. So we wanted to have them come out and actually share with you just a little bit about that journey. So Jamie and Melissa, come on out.
Hi, I'm Melissa. This is Jamie. We're so excited to see what these entrepreneurs will be pitching for us this evening. We've walked with these entrepreneurs, these participants, for a few months now, and it's been amazing to see their incredible growth. This process, however, started many, many months ago, earlier on this year, with our 10-week idea incubator. This program provides weekly training where entrepreneurs get to learn how to launch and grow their business that's not only profitable, but integrates social and environmental impact to better enhance our local communities.
Then, we selected 10 entrepreneurs to officially join the pitch process. Over the past 6 weeks, we took a deep dive into their business models and helped them craft a compelling story to talk about their business. Then just halfway through the process, we whittled it down to the 5 entrepreneurs that you're going to hear tonight. But thankfully, we don't have to make the tough decision tonight. We chose amazing community leaders tonight to do that for us. Let's bring out the judges. Joining us today, we have Jesse Rogers, Harry Kirkland, Lisa Mitchell, Todd Bartos, and Nicole Vasquez. Tonight, the judges are going to hear from each of the finalists and hear them talk about the triple bottom line that their business will focus on: people, planet, and profit. They're going to judge them on their overall business model, their social and environmental impact that they're having in our local community, and their overall financial sustainability.
But before we go, I want to say something important. Many of you will feel extremely inspired and possibly thinking, hey, I actually might have a social enterprise that could work. If so, we run our idea incubator twice a year, in the fall and in the spring. This class is a prerequisite for the pitch. The good thing is, the fall application is open now, but will close next Wednesday, or this upcoming Wednesday. So, come visit our website, apply ASAP. In your program, there's more information, the link to the application. You don't want to miss your opportunity to be Lancaster's newest innovative idea.
And now, it's time to get the show started. With a standing ovation, please help me welcome to the stage Xavier Rivera.
Good evening. As we all know, humans, we are different. But we do have a few things in common. And one of those things is the fact that most of us, we love the idea of a clean car. So last winter I was at home and I wanted to get my car clean, but I didn't have access to water because I lived in an apartment. And to be honest, I didn't want to drive to the car wash either. So I went online looking for different options. And I came across a method that changed my life. However, I also came across a problem that is not only in our country, but also around the world. And that problem is water waste. Now, did you know that in California, they are suffering from a drought due to lack of rain? And yet, a single car wash will waste 1,500 gallons of water on a daily basis. A single car wash will waste 42,000 gallons of water on a monthly basis and 504,000 gallons of water on a yearly basis. Now, this is only one car wash. If we add all the car washes from the Lancaster City, Lancaster County, and we add the fact that some homeowners love to wash their car at home, that number will be higher. And that is a problem. Water waste is a problem. But what if I tell you that things don't have to be that way? What if I tell you that you can get your car clean without the need of wasting water? Hello? My name is Xavier Rivera, and I'm the owner of Waterless Green Touch. Our mission is reducing water waste one car at a time by using a different method, and that method is called waterless. Now, waterless is a method that uses high lubricity product to wash and polish your car without the need of water. Now, this is a product that I use that it's eco-friendly, it's non-toxic to the environment, but it's not only a wash, it's a detail service. Now, one of the challenges we have is that nowadays, if you want to get your car detailed, you need, it could be pricey. So this is one of the examples of one of our competitors versus how much they're charging versus how much we are charging. We want to make this service not only available, but we want to make this service affordable, because we want to make an impact. Now, this is a before and after picture of one of our customers, and I want to point out that the floor is dry, and that's because we didn't use any water in the process. The user experience is easy. The customer will go to an app, schedule an appointment, and then we'll go to them. That easy. In order for us to take this business to the next level, we need a startup cost of $12,000. That includes a vehicle for the business, tools, and also a development of an app. Our total monthly cost is $550, and in order for us to break even, we need to detail at least 6 cars a month. Right now, I'm doing this business part-time. My goal is by the end of this year, transition to a full-time position within the company. By next year, 2020, our goal is to hire our first employee with barriers to employment. By year 2022, our goal is to expand to other counties, other cities, and we have expected revenue, a monthly revenue of $11,000. By year 2028, our goal is to launch our micro franchise, and that way provide an opportunities for others to own their own business. And we have a projection revenue of $28,000. The impact of Waterless Green Touch is hoping to have is breaking down barriers to employment and create environmental sustainability to combat climate change. Now, we are hoping to do all this by reducing water waste one car at a time. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you too. Thank you. So, in the news industry, we have this thing called if it bleeds, it leads. That means that the most outrageous, the most atrocious stories get the most attention. They get the most news, they get the most coverage. So, the news directors, they expect these stories to get the most clicks, to get the most likes, and to get the most shares. So, as a news reporter, I was pulled off of some great human interest stories. In the industry, we call these stories fluff pieces. I was pulled off some great stories to cover another shooting, another fire, and another murder. And what I soon found out was that the people that I was reporting on, they were looking just like me, and I was reporting on them in a disproportional way negatively.
Hello, everyone. My name is Whitney Lupton. This is my husband, Marquise Lupton. We're entrepreneurial journalists, and we are the founders of the TCP Network. Our mission, to share the voices and stories of marginalized groups. In just 18 months, we have over 14,000 fans and followers across our social media platforms. We have over 30 committed volunteers who contribute to our content as well. And we also just wrapped up our very first year of our summer media literacy camp.
So our plan is we want to combine the infrastructure that already exists with TCP and combine that with a community radio station called WTCP. And yes, WTCP, those call letters are still available. So, like I said, we want to take our 10 podcasts that range from shows like Hip Hop and Politics to Moms Against Cancer, and we want to combine that with the community radio station. To date, there are 61 radio stations in central Pennsylvania, and 0% of them, none of them, are community radio stations, which proves that this is something that is definitely needed. However, we do not want to stay on the FM dial. There's an app for that. We want to bring it up with the times, and we want our content consumers to not only be able to listen in the comfort of their car, but also take it to their cubicle as well for the consumer on the go.
So let's talk a little bit about our startup calls. WTCP will be housed in the historic Crispus Attucks Community Center through an agreement with the Community Action Partnership of Lancaster. And with that, we have marketing partnership packages as well to build a revenue stream for the radio station. Our basic package begins at $500, our premium is $750, and our ultra package is $1,000. These are monthly rates. It includes voiceovers, radio drops, and other sponsored content, and even a la carte options.
So our goal, once it switches here, there we go. So our goal is to get 50 marketing partnerships in 5 years. That is roughly 10 marketing partnerships a year while maintaining the previous 10 marketing partnerships in the previous year. So year one, we're looking at 10 marketing partnerships with a gross revenue of $78,000 for the year. Year two, we're looking at 25 marketing partnerships with a gross revenue of $213,000 for that year. And then in year five, with us reaching our goal, we are looking at a gross revenue of $900,000 for the year. Now, that just doesn't, that does not include other revenue streams as well, which includes memberships with people that join the community radio station, as well as trainings and live event coverage as well.
All right. So again, WTCP will be housed in a historic Crispus Attucks Community Center. Our total startup cost will be $14,700. The bulk of it goes towards our FCC filing, our emergency broadcast system, as well as the antenna. And we're anticipating our monthly maintenance fees for the station to be $500.
So why a community radio station? And what is a community radio station? Well, to put it simply, a community radio station is the voice of the people. It's the voice of the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. The community radio station, they capture the stories that fall in between the cracks. Nowadays, most people get their news and information from people that they trust and understand, which are what? Community members. So this is a way to build trust within the community and deliver news in a responsible way. Ladies and gentlemen, that's WTCP. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. They say that God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the call. And that is why I'm humbly standing in front of you all today. This business is something that God put on my heart. It comes from a place of purpose. I grew up in Lancaster on the 200 block of South Ann Street, but I saw a need for this business in my community, and I wanted to make an impact. Hola, everyone. My name is Champagne Domingo, and thank you. And I am the owner of Univision Childcare, a Spanish immersion early learning center servicing students 3 months to 5 years old. This business is something that God has put on my heart to do because I'm an only child and I don't have any children of my own, yet these are my kids. This is my why. I do this for them, hence the name Univision, one vision for all children. Our mission is to teach students to become bilingual, biliterate, and bicultural. Thank you. Our program, which distinguishes us from others, is to foster the acquisition and development of a second language. Because I understand that the future of our world is in my classrooms, so I make it a priority to offer a program that every child deserves. I started in a 2-bedroom apartment on the 500 block of West King Street, and I turned it into a high-quality education center in just 3 years. We are now operating at full capacity with a waiting list of over 100. And by the grace of God, Univision is the first and currently the only Star 4 Spanish immersion early learning center in the state of Pennsylvania. Spanish is the second most spoken language in the United States, in Pennsylvania, and here in Lancaster. By learning to speak both English and Spanish, our students will be able to communicate with 80% of the world. When I started Univision, I assumed that it would be a place for Spanish-speaking students to come, embrace, and be encouraged to speak their native language, while also learning English and being prepared for kindergarten. But things transformed. Instead, now most of my students are from English-speaking families that come to Univision to learn Spanish. Spanish immersion is one of the most popular and fastest growing dual immersion programs. In this area, Lancaster Mennonite, Wharton, and Manheim Township all offer Spanish immersion programs starting at kindergarten. Univision is looking to bridge that gap and create a different pathway from preschool to elementary. Research shows that bilingual students test higher on creative thinking, problem solving, and multitasking. They also show high social and cognitive skills, but they also learn to appreciate diversity and an awareness of culture, showing that the bilingual brain is a powerful brain. There is a $9 return on the investment on every dollar invested in a child before age 5, and even higher, up to a $12 return on every child between infant and 3 years old. Investing in a child's early education puts them on a path for a future success. I currently have outgrown my existing space and cannot accommodate the children that sit on my waiting list. I serve 14 students with 4 teachers with an annual revenue of about $144,000. However, 90% of my current students will be with me for another 2 years, so I'm actively looking for a second location, somewhere preferably in downtown, to accommodate about 50 students. Based on my current tuition rates, my annual revenue would be more than $500,000. This will also give me the opportunity to hire 12 additional staff, including Spanish-only speaking teachers, which normally may be harder for them to find a job here due to the language barrier. By 2022, I look to add a third larger location somewhere outside the city, sorry. The limits of our language are the limits of our world. Bilingualism is way more than just learning another language. When we learn to speak a different language, we learn to see a different world. And the best time to teach children a second language is at the same time that they're learning their first. The future of Univision is nothing short of successful. With our potential to scale, with their vote and with your vote, I can impact so many more young lives. It's really important for me to see my students thrive. And by learning another language, I pray that I give them the keys to success and the keys to understanding other people and other cultures. Because I want to see them build bridges, not just walls. Univision. Univision, one vision for all children. Thank you for your time and your consideration. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew Justin Mayers, and I'm the founder and owner of AJM Technology Solutions and Training. Now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, I would like to talk to you about a little problem known as the digital divide. Now, everyone, at its simplest, the digital divide refers to the gap between those who understand technology and therefore can utilize its benefits and those who do not understand technology and may not even have access to technology and therefore cannot fully utilize its benefits. Now, everyone, when I think who in our community of Lancaster County is really affected by the digital divide, I think of our seniors, the elders of our community. Now, everyone, I would like to share with you a few quick statistics. Here in Lancaster County, we have well over 500,000 residents. Now, almost 20% of our population are adults over the age of 65. Therefore, close to 100,000 of our neighbors in some way, shape, or form are affected by the digital divide. Now, everyone, when there is a lack of understanding technology, that creates fear. And when there's fear, that has a direct economic impact here in the county. And I'd like to share with you a few brief examples. First and foremost, if you happen to be apprehensive about doing some online shopping, that may hurt local businesses trying to push online sales initiatives. Another good example is we have LGH Healthcare locally. If you are uncomfortable logging into the healthcare system, you may be losing opportunities to talk directly to your doctors, look at your records, things of that nature. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of people in our county looking for rides to and from appointments or even trying to get their groceries. If you are unsure how to use the service Uber or Lyft, those are opportunities not only you could be taking to get a ride, but also giving employment to drivers waiting to drive someone around. So everyone, what are we going to do about this problem? Well, I'll tell you. We're going to have senior-focused technological education and support. And guess what? Everyone, AJM is here to provide that education and support. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to help all seniors on the socioeconomic scale. As it turns out, we're going to focus for a moment on senior adults between the ages of 65 and 85 who live in premium retirement communities. That's because we will be selling our service to the retirement communities, to those senior institutions, so that we can provide our classes for their members. Now, everyone, I'd like to share with you some examples of what that service actually looks like. Our MVP product is our workshop series. Everyone, let me break it down for you. We're going to offer these institutions 2-hour workshops that are interactive and taught with adult learning needs in mind. Out of these 2-hour workshops, we're going to offer 4 of them from a catalog of 16. That way we can find the classes that work best for the members of the institution we're serving. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to offer this package at a price point of $1,200 for all 4 workshops and give the institutions their choice of exactly when they like to schedule them, every week, every month, whatever works best for them. Now, speaking of these classes, everybody, I'd like to share with you some examples of the workshops that we're going to bring. Here are some of our popular topics. We have online financial safety. We have the Cloud 101. We also have health and technology and travel with technology. All of these classes are very applicable to the everyday needs of the Lancaster County senior citizen. Now, everyone, to get this business rolling to the next level, it'll cost us about $8,600 in startup costs. That's licensing, fees, equipment, all that good stuff to get us rolling. We're looking at monthly expenses right now at around $7,000. That takes care of payroll, distribution, production, travel expenses, salary. And then, ladies and gentlemen, to break even in this business every month, we need to sell 6 of our workshop packages. That brings in $7,200, covering our expenses and actually bringing in a profit for the business. Now, everyone, I'd like to share with you our 3-year roadmap. In year 1, we're simply going to teach workshops. We're really going to saturate the market and help Pennsylvanians learn their technology. In year 2, we anticipate some growth in our business. So we will begin hiring and developing our leadership initiative. And then in year 3, ladies and gentlemen, we will begin to expand to new markets with high retirement concentrations and teach seminars there. Places such as Florida, Arizona, wherever the retirees are, we will go there and help them with their technology. Now, everyone, I'd like to share with you something very personal. This is my home. I am from West Philadelphia, yes, where I was both born and raised. But I share this picture with you because I want you to know that I come from an inner city environment. And I understand I had a lot of privilege to come to Lancaster, go to Millersville, receive an education, and be able to apply the skills that I learned. But not everyone from my neighborhood are afforded the same types of opportunities. Therefore, I plan on being very intentional with my hiring. I would like to hire young adults from other urban inner city environments and develop them with leadership skills, lifelong professional skills, so that even beyond our time working together at AJM, they have tangible skills that can help them wherever they go in the future. So everyone, I'd like to share with you a quick recap in the impact from bridging the digital divide. First and foremost, we will be having an economic impact, encouraging people to use the resource of their smartphone, computer, or tablet, and really doing great things here in Lancaster County. Second, we will be developing leaders through our hiring initiative. But third, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the most important impact, we will be creating a sustainable intergenerational bridge. Because please realize there will always be a senior population in society, a generation that may not be adept with the modern technology, but they understand and recognize the importance of needing to use this technology and keeping up with the times. And then in society, there will always be a younger generation, folks a few generations back, who very easily understand the technology and can teach the folks on the other end of the spectrum that technology, therefore always creating this bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Andrew Justin Maris. Thank you so much for listening tonight. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you, whoever said that. So Lancaster City is among many cities in the southern Pennsylvania region with a high concentration of Latinx folks. In Lancaster City alone, nearly 40% of the population identifies as Latinx. And due to our long and deep history here in Lancaster, going back as far as the late 1800s, we've been able to create amazing and radical spaces for cultural self-actualization, such as the Spanish American Civic Association and the Latino Empowerment Project. My name is Selena Almanzar, and I'm a Puerto Rican and Dominican artist, educator, and scholar. And I'm deeply passionate about sharing the creativity and the history of the Latinx community here in Lancaster City. I did not mean to do anything with the volume, but at the core, I'm just a kid from the Southeast. Growing up, Growing up, I knew my community was creative and resilient and had a wealth of history to share. And we often practiced this on neighbors' porches over a cafecito con pan planchado, salsa and merengue played in the background while the soft clink of dominoes kept time. We talked about our days, remembered where we came from, and imagined where we wanted to be in the future. Unfortunately, however, my community lacks spaces where we're able to recreate these sacred moments on neighbors' porches on a regular basis. Studies show that communities that live less than 10 minutes away from third spaces, like libraries, parks, or cafes, are more connected as a community and are less isolated than those that might live more than 10 minutes away. However, our local Latinx programs are forced to be nomadic, so we're often operating out of boxes or borrowing spaces wherever we can. Studies also show that, Studies also show that historically marginalized communities like the Latinx community need and benefit from permanent brick and mortar spaces that allow us to practice cultural preservation and belonging. Cafes can serve as these kinds of spaces, and despite the wild popularity of cafes here in Lancaster City, the majority of them are located in the downtown business district and the north end of the city. There are currently no cafes in the south end of the city where the majority of the Latinx community lives. I believe my community deserves a space that serves our coffee and celebrates our culture our way. At Café Palante, we focus on traditional Caribbean and Latin American methods of brewing, alongside books by Black and Brown authors and curated arts and culture programming, all to create an empowered community, a truly empowered community. And I'm eager to get started, and I think you guys are too, because we frankly can't wait any longer. These are just 4 of over 50 and growing results from a public community survey asking the Latinx community to consider what they would want to see in a Latinx cafe and cultural center. The passion, the drive, and the vision is totally there. We just need the space. So our startup costs are right around $30,000, and we've successfully raised half of our $6,000 goal towards that would cover the first 3 months of rent at this location here at Plaza Centro on South Duke Street. We're working through Thank you. We're working through a lease with Saka Development, and we chose this location strategically because it's where I grew up and it's where the Latinx community really finds home. This is an example of a day-to-day menu, and I'm really leaning into my childhood here, working for my parents at Central Market all through middle school and high school. So we were among the first families to actually own and operate a Latinx food stand at the market. And this is an example of the arts and culture workshops that we would offer about 3 to 4 times a month in order to highlight the wide variety and breadth of arts and culture within the Latinx diaspora. Our overhead costs, or our monthly costs, are just under $6,000, and due to our variety of revenue streams, there are several ways that we can break even. So we can focus on cafecitos and sell 3,000 coffees per month, or focus on workshops and have 280 workshop attendees per month and break even, or make 600 sales of meals per month and break even. And as easy as that looks on paper, and as eager as I am to get started, I understand that this can be a challenging process. So I'm focusing on the first 3 years of slow growth, really starting small, myself and 1 other employee in year 1, and hopefully we'll be able to open doors in about 9 months, and really trying to figure out our place in the community, grow deeper roots in the community, and figure out what needs we can actually serve. By year 3, I hope to work towards actually having B Corp certification so that my books and my business practice really match my values. Palante is a phrase that I chose for this cafe because it's a phrase that I live and work by. It's a shortening of the term sigue para adelante, which means to keep going or to keep moving forward. And it's deeply ingrained in the Latinx diaspora, but specifically within the Puerto Rican community. It's a phrase that I know my ancestors used to remind themselves of their resilience in spite of whatever might have come their way. And it's a phrase I hope that Café Palante is able to truly embody so that it can be a brave and safe space for the Latinx community to be as big, bold, and beautiful and belong just as we are. Porque seguimos pa'lante, nunca para atrás.
Yeah, okay, a little bit, all right. So judges, now I dismiss you to deliberate. So you can go ahead and head to the back. Good luck. Not sure why the horn is still with me. Maybe I'll find an excuse to use it later. All right, so now as they go to deliberate, it's your turn. It's your turn to vote. So as we explain how this is going to work, I'm going to invite the pitchers actually to come back out on stage. So y'all can come out. So remember, as you prepare to vote, that the winner of the audience vote receives $500. In order to do this vote, we're going to use technology. Yeah, you know it's coming maybe. And technology is sometimes a bit hard. In this building, we found that it's a little bit extra hard. So we've actually got a ringer in the room. We've got a special technology education expert. He's going to walk us through the process of logging on to the Wi-Fi here. It's a secure Wi-Fi, so don't worry. Andrew's going to help us walk through to log on the Wi-Fi, and then I'll show us how we can actually make our votes. Andrew.
All right. Everyone, I want you to pull out your phone in the air, wave it like you just don't care. All right, that's what I like to see.
Nice.
So everyone, before we get started, just a quick heads up. In case you need any help, just look to your neighbor to your left or your right. I'm sure they'll be very happy to help you in case you need some assistance. Everyone, we're going to open our phones up. And for most of us, you'll go into your settings, but we need to connect to Wi-Fi. So wherever you're going to connect to your Wi-Fi network, go ahead there. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to look for Marauder Guest. It should be an unlocked network. Now, when you select Marauder Guest and you choose this Wi-Fi network, you may need to wait a few seconds, but another screen is going to pop up. If you've ever connected to a hotel Wi-Fi, you've seen the same thing before. And once this screen pops up, it's going to prompt you to enter in your email address in order to complete the process of connecting to Wi-Fi. Just in case any of you need some cues, it is right behind us here on stage, step-by-step instructions. And then once again, ladies and gentlemen, in case you are having some trouble, just look around to someone next to you who looks like they got it pretty easily, and I'm sure they'll be very happy to help you out.
All right. So remember, Marauder Guest, we had a big discussion in the office about what exactly is a marauder. We didn't know, I didn't know. Apparently it's a land pirate. And it's the mascot of Millersville University, who runs the building here. All right, so once you've logged in, is everyone logged in? Can I get some hands? We're good, we logged into the Wi-Fi. All right, so now that you've done that, I want you to open up your browser and go to this web address, all lowercase, as it's written here. This web address will take you to our voting platform. Yeah, there we go. Clear the way. So log into that, select your favorite, push submit, and you should be done. Okay? So when I blow this horn, see, I knew I'd use it again, making this up as we go. When I blow this horn, that means it's time for you to make your vote. Ready, set, go! That was so bad. Carry on. You can make your vote. Yeah, go ahead.
hard struggle, train, strength, power, focus, aim.
allowed to vote twice. It's okay. We won't hold it against you.
I think the poll is now closing, so hopefully all of you got your votes in. All right, well tonight we have a very special event. As Jonathan said, all of our past 5 pitch winners are here with us, and we're going to do a little dramatization with them. So we want to welcome Kevin Ressler with us tonight. He's actually going to help us with this dramatization, and he's going to help us do our fundraiser later. So we're very grateful to have him here. Kevin is currently the Executive Director of Lancaster Meals on Wheels. He holds a bachelor's degree from Eastern Mennonite University and a master's of divinity from Lancaster Theological Seminary. And he states in his bio that he fashions himself an observer of life, and he processes through poetry, playwriting, photography, writing, and speaking opportunities. So Kevin isn't actually a stranger to assets. He served on our board for 6 years. He just got off the board in 2017. And he was very involved in the work of assets and actually helped to lead the organizational growth from 1.5 staff to where we are today. All right, so enjoy the show.
In 5 years, Assets has incubated over 50 businesses and ideas through the Great Social Enterprise Pitch. So tonight we're going to take a short little journey to see where have our previous winners ended up and what impact are they making. I think I just heard a bell. 6 years ago, the first 5 pitched their business ideas on Fulton Elementary stage, and Chris Caldwell walked away with the audience vote and as the first Great Social Enterprise Pitch winner. Chris started that pitch with an idea that biking, bike culture, and a community bike shop could create opportunities for people regardless of their backgrounds, of their age, or even their language. This idea morphed into what we know today as the Common Wheel Community Bike Center. There, both youth and adults learn the basics of bike maintenance, as well as riding skills that allow them to make cycling a part of their everyday life. Back then, the Common Wheel had 2 employees, and their total revenue that year was under $85,000. The cash and prizes that Chris won that year gave the organization some of the much-needed resources it needed to grow. Today, the Common Wheel has expanded to 2 locations and has sales revenues that have grown over 500%. Even with all of this growth, they continue to maintain a focus on quality and subsidized bike workshops, practices, and they have programs such as the Earn a Bike program, the Bikes for All program, and the continued workshops. Hi, Jenny. It was during the 2015 pitch training classes that Jenny Groff first learned about B Corps. She was intrigued, and she knew that this is the structure she wanted for her business. Now, Stroopy's already existed in a way that functioned much like a B Corp, in practice and in heart. But measuring the impact intentionally in a more systematic way, allowed the company to share with its shareholders, the community, and others of its customers a clear window into what Stroopy's is really all about: providing meaningful employment to resettled women, mostly moms, who need a safe place to start over and an opportunity to make an excellent product: warm, fresh, Stroopy waffles. They smell good. And anyone who's walked in front of their shop knows that. Since winning the pitch, Jenny has helped coach other women leaders in the community. Stroopy's is now B Corp certified, and they have since grown their company, even using a business loan from Assets to accomplish that. Just this summer, Stroopy's had a crew of 9 resettled refugee women working, learning, and thriving together. Jenny's mission and passion for a delicious and quality product is growing alongside her social enterprise. When they entered the 2016 pitch, Saba Williams and Olyanka Cradle had a hobby and a dream. They had a different name and vision at the time, but through Assets, they found their target market. They revised their business plan, and they were able to outline a vision for a community impact. Now that they understood what their next steps would be, that clarity and support, that peace of mind about their potential success, continued to fuel their success even through to today. Product, 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 product. Through the pitch, Melanin Essentials focused on creating a great product that their customers could love and that would create a sense of brand loyalty. Since winning, Melanin Essentials has been awarded a Ben Franklin grant. They are pending B Corp certification. They've received numerous awards and honors, and they have received funding from an angel investor to allow their market to expand. this coming spring, the company is going zero waste and will launch nationally through a distribution partnership with Kroger's. Through Kroger's and Walgreens. That little dream, it's become a reality. When Mustafa entered the 2017 pitch, his business idea was to open a restaurant that would serve food made by refugees in the community, helping to introduce people to their stories, their ways of being. However, through that pitch process, Mustafa saw an opportunity to use another skill set he had, web development skills. And he jumped on a growing trend. His company, Bridge, is an online platform for allowing you to book a cross-cultural experience in the homes of refugees, eating a meal that they prepare for you and sharing their stories. Now, a restaurant surely would have hired a few people, but the platform Bridge now provides is accessible and provides income opportunities for an unlimited amount of refugees. And it can scale. Since launching Bridge, over 23 refugee families have been sharing their stories and their tables every weekend while earning essential income. Mustafa has been able to share his vision locally on the TED stage. And he's gotten national attention. And he recently opened Zulbo. It's over there on TELUS 360's rooftop if you want to try it. It showcases a rotating sampling of menus from different refugee communities. And this October, he's launching in a new city. Mustafa's table and his ideas continue to grow. Hi, Acacia. Hi, Melissa. It's my wife and daughter. I don't normally just pat kids. Amy's years of experience and education taught her that learning science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM, starts as soon as babies are born. Last year, Assets was able to help Amy refine her elevator pitch in a way that was understandable and concise. STEM Starts Now helps parents and caregivers foster STEM curiosity that blossoms into new learning to create a strong foundation for future skills. When Amy started the pitch, her business was targeted to families as the customer. Assets helped Amy to dream a little bit bigger, identifying a larger customer pool in organizations and schools, hospital systems, and child care facilities. This also allowed all kids to have access to STEM education, regardless of whether their families could pay for it or not. Since she won the pitch, Amy has grown the program and now includes kindergarten readiness for preschool children. STEM Starts Now is now licensed in all of Manheim Central School District, Neffsville Christian Preschool, Lancaster Nurse Family Partnership, and many others. This is only the beginning for Amy and her movement to keep children's natural sense of curiosity growing and thriving. Each of these businesses came to Assets with an idea and a vision of what they wanted to do, what they wanted to be in the world. But through the partnership with Assets, they were able to focus on the fact that there's opportunities to do more than just a bottom-line profit-only business. Each of them has surely overcome obstacles, and they continue to be refining themselves, who they are, developing their business practices. But the pitch was pivotal in launching each of those businesses. For Assets to offer this high-quality training, it costs approximately $2,500 per entrepreneur. But through your support, Assets is able to provide this at a subsidized rate. So, maybe you could help. Maybe you can be part of an understanding that business can support entrepreneurs to do business in a different way, in what we believe is a better way. These 5 businesses are only some of those in our community who understand the power of social enterprise. These 5 businesses are also just the beginning of a continued line, a succession of organizations that are able to start and launch through this pitch. These are organizations that focus on how we approach environmental crises, how we educate and train future leaders in our communities, and how we provide meaningful employment for our neighbors, whether they are from here or they're coming from far away. This helps us to create a future that everyone can prosper in. Now, these random numbers are not random. These are the numbers that you're going to text. So this is like the phone number. It seems like it's short, I know, but it's enough letters or numbers, trust me. So this is what you're going to text, and you're going to text this word to it. Pitch, all right? There we go. Do not put the quotation marks. Just P-I-T-C-H. Now, Jonathan talked about the wonkiness of the internet in this room. So if for whatever reason you're struggling to get cell phone reception, but you have the internet because you signed up earlier, right? You all logged on because you all voted, right? Your phone should still be connected. So if you need to, you can go directly to that link, bit.ly/assets-give. That's a hyphen. And also, it's very important that that is all undercase. It is cap sensitive, so no uppercase, all lowercase. Great. Okay. So once you get to if you text it, they're going to send you to a link. Once you get there, the next thing you're going to need to do, and I want to see everybody lean right now. Lean a little bit. Put your hand in your pocket. Grab your wallet or your purse, whatever you have. All right, get your credit cards out because that's what you're going to need to make your donation. Here's the exciting part that I get to share with you, okay? So we're going to try to raise some money. We have tonight a generous donor who has already promised to match $15,000. All right? Yes. So what that means is that one donor, lots of people, we should be able to catch up, right? So pull out your wallets, get ready to give, and coming up here in a minute is going to be the little screen that keeps track, the tally. That's the word I'm looking for. The tally is coming up here. Oh, hey, look, someone's already beat me to it. $300. Thank you, Lorna Stahl, Spruce and Gary Lake, and Mr. or Mrs. Anonymous. So thank you for giving. So the rest of you start getting out those credit cards, put those little numbers in. What again are you doing? You are helping to launch businesses that you will be able to continue to support in our community. Businesses that are going to treat their employees fairly, pay them wages so that they can go on vacations, so that they can afford their health care, so that they can take care of their families, so that their kids can thrive. They're going to be businesses that are going to focus on making sure that we have a community where our children are educated, where our adults are healthy and are able to make choices that support their families. Look at me go, hey, look, I should stop talking, start counting. 1,375. Thank you, Jess King, Travis Oot, I'm not sure, I apologize. Oot! There we go. Adriana Asensio. And those who I haven't seen, and it's going to keep coming up to a thank you. We're already at 1625. We got to get that up to 15,000 and drop that match in. So remember, we only got 3 minutes, and I forgot to keep track, so I got to get my clock on. See if you can get to 5,000 before I figure out how to use my smartwatch, which is a decent amount of time, actually. So there we go. All right, okay, all right, let's go. We got all 2,000. Look, make sure that you just break that system. Get it going as fast as it can. All right, keep it going. Thank you so much. Really, it's a great pleasure. Those stories that we just heard are people who have transformed their lives and their opportunities. We live, like every community in America, in a space where some people have barriers that aren't even of their own making but can keep them from getting a job. But these are people who make businesses who say, I'll take a chance on you. I'm going to support you as an individual, and you're going to be able to thrive. Hey, that better be my wife. She's in the building. Thank you from I Love Kevin and Anonymous and Wesley Foley. So keep it going, folks. But really, I want you to also know that if you're not finding the link, it's in your program, if that was your excuse. So it's right there for you to be able to make that donation. Again, thank you, and thank you all for the interest in here. You know, we keep selling this out. It says that beyond just this night, that you care about businesses that care about people. And here in Lancaster, we have a lot of those businesses. We're blessed to live in a community that does that and support those businesses. Go to Asset's website, find the previous businesses that have gone through the trainings that are thinking about doing business in this way. Whether you're buying fuel oil for your house, or whether you're going to a restaurant, whether you're looking for a painter or a plumber, look at those resources that we have in this community that say these are people who are doing business in a way that makes my community better, not worse, right? Excellent. We are almost at $5,000. Keep it going, or I'll start singing and it will hurt all of your ears. I've got tricks. But thank you again for being here. On a personal note, I was on the board of this organization for 6 years. And it was a really humbling experience to be able to know that the work that the board was trying to support on the staff level and that the staff was doing was transforming lives. When you talk to these business owners, you find out that these are people who weren't sure whether or not they'd be able to have an opportunity to ever get up. There we go. Clap for your friends when you see them pop up. Thank you, Jackie Morgan. I am bad with names. Rebecca Schmidt, Cindy Moses, all of you, thank you. But yeah, so I mean, it was really humbling to be able to see how many individuals were struggling because they weren't getting paid well. They didn't have an opportunity, and they could utilize a skill and a love that they have, and they were able to take that opportunity to extend. That's a small one. Brian Rank makes awesome videos. Hey, Brian Rank makes awesome videos, by the way. Claire Souders, thank you, Claire. A lot of anonymous givers, we thank you too, even if we don't know your name. I forgot my phone, so I'll do it later, which is an important point. Assets giving is a year-round thing. We've got extraordinary gifts coming up. Never forget. That's another thing that's important to remember, is that monthly sustaining donor. Can you become a monthly sustaining donor of assets? Can you make that commitment to say, you know what, I'm not going to get that extra $25 Starbucks coffee that I drink every day, and I'm only going to do it 5 times a week, right? What can you do to sustain this organization year-round and provide that support that Assets provides for its businesses, right? So, again, C. Adams, and Anonymous, and the Lumberjack Company. The Lumberjack Company, who I don't know, but thank you, Lumberjack Company. It's a good company, I've heard. Marshall, thank you, Marshall. Always a good supporter in the Lancaster City Alliance in general. Thank you all. We are rounding $10,000. Who just found $3,000 of coins in their couch this morning and wants to jump us over 10? Anyone? No? My high school car may have had that much change in the floor. I was not the cleanest car cleaner. There's a detailing guy here tonight, right? So I should probably go see him. All right, let's see. Where are we at? We're at 7. Wow, come on. Someone give me at least $6 so we can at least hit the 7s. Oh, I lost the opportunity. Well, that's fine. We'll go over it. Let's keep going over it. Remember, there's a $15,000 match. So if we hit that 15, we get that whole 15 match just dropped right on top of there. So want to also take this time to thank the sponsors. You all saw them earlier, but really, this event happens because there's a lot of people who understand the value of this organization. So unless you're putting in money right now, clap for the sponsors. All right? Now stop clapping and start typing again. You got a break from the thummy fingers. And we are almost at $8,000, which, by the way, is just incredible. So as soon as we hit $8,000, then you're allowed to give an applause for yourselves, but not until then. So someone needs to give us. My mental math is bad. My daughter's in kindergarten. I'm so excited. I'm going to start learning math all over again with her at the pace I probably need to. We've got Jen Stefano and the Anonymous Goddess. Oh, okay, the Anonymous Goddess has given us some nectar from the gods to help support small businesses. Someone should bottle that and sell that at market. It will be a very good social enterprise, I promise. Vernon Lowry, thank you. There we go. All right, round of applause. I mean, that number just keeps ticking, so they're just going to keep leaving me out here. So if you're starting to get sick of me or realizing I could use a cup of water, hit that 15,000 as fast as you can. I appreciate all of your support now for me and my vocal cords. But yes, again, thank you all. This has been a fun event for me personally because when I was on the board, many years ago when I first got on the board, we were really struggling as an organization to find our identity. And we said, who do we want to be? Do we want to just partner with someone else, or is there a need in this community for an assets? And what we really determined on that board was, yes, there is a need for us to double down into what we do, and let's see what we can become. And not that many years later, I am stunned at how this organization, and obviously I haven't been on the board for 2 years, so certainly not because of me, probably in spite of me, how successful this organization has really become, and just the amount of businesses you go around town, you find out are a part of this organization. And it's an amazing thing. And each of you, in your ways, are supporting a future business. Hi, Olay. I saw Olay and Heidi's names donating earlier, so now, oh, ping pong, yeah. So start tagging your friends back and forth. Call them out. Have you donated yet? So-and-so. But yeah, so, you know, you're seeing in the support of this organization, not just the businesses that exist, but the businesses that will exist. And so that restaurant that is the best restaurant you've ever eaten in hasn't started yet because you haven't donated yet. The service that you need is going to start because you did donate, right? That's how this support works. And so I really want to just thank all of you for your support. My saviors are on their way up. These are the leaders who lead the group that makes the change. And so, there you go. There we go. There we go. Thank you to our match donor. Thank you to each one, and keep on going. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can, and I wasn't going to tell you this earlier because I didn't want to, but I don't have my phone. I'll donate later because that link will stay live. So if you happen to forget your phone, couldn't get connected, or don't have your wallet, or whatever the case may be, or you decide, hey, I got an extra $5 later on tonight, you can still use that link later on. Obviously, the excitement of putting it up on the board is fun, so we wanted to have you do that now. But like I said earlier, donating to assets is a year-long thing. You don't just have to do it on the nights that we make big parties. But
Thank you, Kevin.
And thank you all.
A big thank you to Kevin. He's sweating. He's hoarse.
Thank you.
So Tina and I had a running bet going about if this would actually work, and I'm the pessimist in the group, so I was like convinced it wouldn't be over $5,000, and it was going to be a disaster. And
so
we actually moved all the way up to
23,000.
23,000. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. So before we announce the winners, just a few quick announcements. Don't forget that after we do the announcement of the winners, we'll have a dessert and champagne reception out in the lobby here. Also, a quick shout out to Glenn Alfred, who is our special guest musician who will be playing out there in the lobby. He comes all the way from his home city of Hong Kong to be here tonight to play for you. So thanks to Glenn. If you like what you hear, he's also playing at TELUS 360 on the roof tomorrow at 3 p.m.
And speaking of TELUS 360, we've mentioned it a couple times tonight, but we're having a special after party this evening at TELUS 360 on the roof. So come and celebrate with us there. Mustafa will have his food stand open, so you can support a social entrepreneur. You can support a social entrepreneur while you celebrate. So at the end of our program, the ushers will be at the back at the doors with tickets that look like what's behind me here. Take one of those if you want to go to TELUS. That'll get you in free of a cover charge this evening.
All right. And as Melissa mentioned earlier, if this night was inspiring for any of you and you're thinking to yourself, I have a social enterprise idea that I want to pursue, we have opportunities for you. So the applications for our upcoming Fall Idea Incubator are open, but they close this coming Wednesday. So if you're inspired, go ahead and apply. Yeah, do it. All right. Now, before we announce the winners, real quick, we need to make just a couple of quick thank yous to some people who've been behind the scenes making this thing happen tonight. So we want to thank our marketing team at Assets. That's Gretchen Lusby and Jen Orantes. They made the PowerPoints look beautiful. They made all of the promotions that got you all here, and they helped plan the event. We also want to thank Nancy Keeler, who is our event planner for the evening. Nancy created this and really just makes the event tick. And last but not least, Ryan Durbin. He's down here in the front. Wave, Ryan. Ryan has been mastering this PowerPoint, making sure everything clicked, all that funkiness. He was trying to fix it all as it was going on. So Ryan is doing like some real work over there in the corner. He's been sweating for 2 hours straight.
And he's a volunteer.
Yeah, 100% for free. So, all right, now it's time. So this is what the 5 entrepreneurs we're competing for tonight. We're going to call them out onto the stage right now. So you can come on out. Pictures, where are you at? You're over here, okay. All right. And also I want to call out the judges. So judges can come on out. I have this envelope that's been burning a hole in my pocket for a few minutes. So we're going to open this up and announce first the audience vote winner. With some really cool background music.
Jonathan asked me if we should look at it first. I said, no, don't wait until we're on stage.
All right. So for the winner of the audience vote, Univision.
All right, and now 5th place goes to the TCP network.
Okay, 4th place to AJM Technology.
All right, 3rd place, Cafe Polenta.
All right. So we have 2 people left. We're going to announce 1st place now. And then obviously that will be who the 2nd place is. So for 1st place, we have Univision.